So this is a first video in the series Shaz's Library series out of a phone booth in the New York Public Library. Imagine that. We are in a phone booth in the New York Public Library. See, the door opens, the door closes. So what we're going to do, since this is a ready-made sound booth, we are going to launch our library series, our reading series, out of the sound booth. Look, I have a seat. I can sit down, but then you can only see my head. I can stand up, and then you can kind of see most of me. You see people walking behind. That's our live studio audience. We'll check how the volume sounds after I'm done with this first part. This first part, we're going to check how long the battery lasts and how long the recording goes. This is the first time trying this. Let's get into it. I'm going to read the book, then I'm going to comment on the book. Ralph Nader, To the Ramparts, came out winter of 2018. Ralph Nader, To the Ramparts. Focus, 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 camera. There we go. All right, ready. Let's go. To the Ramparts, how Bush and Obama paved the way for the Trump presidency and why it isn't too late to reverse course. By Ralph Nader, edited by Jim Feist. 7 Stories Press. New York, Oakland, London. Contents, blah, blah, blah. Opening orientation. This is good. You don't get more old school than me. I still type on an Underwood typewriter, not a computer. Moreover, I still read print newspapers and keep files of clippings from them to glance through when I'm thinking of past events. Taken aback when Trump was elected, like many who barely believe such a walking illustration of ignorance and arrogance could step into the White House, I pulled out my clippings and began paging through them. First, I looked at the campaign, how Clinton fumbled and how Trump managed to finesse every revelation of his lack of civility, truth, and common sense. Then I leafed back further to examine the primaries, noting how much the Sanders was ignored by the media and shut out by the Democratic National Committee apparatus, how the Republican field was filled with tired retreads, and how Trump managed to shift his TV persona of being a winner into the political field. But trying to fathom the unfathomable, why voters, with the key help of the Electoral College, voted for such a manifestly phony, dissembling character to sit in the Oval Office, I found I had to pull out an older volume of clippings and consider the Obama regime. Could it be that the Democrats and Obama had laid the groundwork, at least indirectly, for the triumph of reality TV over real TV? What I'll do is I'll read, and then I'll do commentary, and then I'll read, I'll do commentary. Probably going to be like 3 pages a minute. It's going to be a minute. So this book is 300 pages. 3 pages a minute, that's 900 minutes divided by blah, blah, blah. We're looking at 15 hours. You could knock that out in a week, Shaz. 15 hours, 3 hours a day. I'm going to do 2 hours today. Now I have 13 hours, and that's only about, something. That's something. Ain't that bad. Anyways, we'll do an hour today. So, what are you saying, Nader? And then I'm going to stop this. I'm going to check the volume. This will be the test one, and the following one will be the full hour. Sure. What do you think about that? So, opening orientation. He's old school. He owns an Underwood. I own an Underwood. Great. Good job. Fucking newspaper clippings. More old school. So, he's not going to be effective at gathering the larger narrative because you need technology to do that. You need better tools. But I respect him for his diligence. Hopefully, he has diligently constructed arguments. We know the DNC is full of shit. Clinton fumbled. Clinton's not a good human being. Start there. So yeah, so all of this shit. So like, I feel like I'm going to lump Nader in with Bernie Sanders, people who talk a good talk, and the research is good, except for the things that they're completely ignorant about, like Bernie Sanders and some economic stuff. But yeah, they do not set themselves up for success or anyone who follows them. Obama regime shows you he's going to dig into Obama. He's calling it a regime. Just like, it's like, he was democratically elected, though. The regime is supposed to be for the people who aren't. But and then he's going to be like, yeah, and this is interesting. This is why I dug into why my folks voted for Trump, because I understand and I love them and they're my folks. As opposed to this guy who's saying How did people vote for Trump? We'll see if he actually has his fingers on the pulse of the people. Nothing overtly something I'm going to stop and I'm going to read and I'm just going to point out where I believe the logic is completely off. Otherwise, I'm going to try to be gracious and understand when people are building arguments. We will see. We'll see if these book reports are effective or not. All right, 5 minutes. I'm going to check the quality of this and then we will start.